Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everybody. And if you're hearing my voice, you are hearing co-host of Monday Vibes, Tanya, and I'm here with Amani today. The Hungarian Grand Prix is done and dusted, and we have so much to talk about. Okay, so we're just gonna jump straight into it because the Formula One drivers, they're already on summer break, and we want to be on summer break too. So what's going on, Amani? How are you?
What up? What up? What up? Let's get it.
Let's
Let's get it.
go. So I see that you have a new merch shirt on. Can you tell me about that before we jump
Yeah,
into
I got the
Formula One?
Quiet Car Podcast merch. I
Nice.
got this one. Let's see. Also I got this one for National. That
Which
one
is this
we have.
weekend, right? Okay. All right. 100 hours live. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already, please follow Quiet Card Podcast. Make sure that you are going to be streaming with them. They're doing 100 straight hours. And I'm talking about not turning the camera off, not one
Yeah.
second. All right. So starting when? Friday or Thursday, Amani?
No, we're starting. So it'll be. Well, it's gonna come out. It's gonna come out today. So it'll be today, Wednesday, at 2 p.m. Central Time.
Central Time. You guys are going to start filming.
Uh huh.
So please, everybody, tune in and support my bro and my other bros over there at Quiet Card Podcast. And they're going to be going to the National in Chi-Town, baby. And yeah, they're going to be covering everything. Trade night, which I heard gets crazy. Also, the floor,
Did you
which
see what
I know
happened?
I went, what, like 2, 3 years ago. What do you mean? What happened?
So so you didn't come last year, right? Let me think.
I did not know.
So the trade night last year was, besides at the place, it was at the Hyatt last year,
Mm.
which is literally like around the corner from the event. And the lobby's kind of like a two-story, so you got to go like on the second floor and all this other stuff in the lobby. And it got crazy last year to the point that they actually put up a sign. Matter of fact, I can probably find. Let me see. I can find it.
Yes,
So,
find the sign. Because
so
I
they
know
actually,
in recent years, it has been a very unique gathering of people and it lasts all freaking night. Oh, there's a sign.
that's the sign.
So, you guys, you can read the sign. If you're listening to our podcast on Spotify and Apple Music, it says trading, loitering in hotels, public space is prohibited,
Prohibited.
meaning they needed to say strictly prohibited.
Yep.
And that basically, if they catch you doing it, you're going to get kicked out.
Mm-hmm.
So, you guys tore it up so bad last year, Armani, that they have to have these signs up everywhere in the hotel now because you guys can't trade peacefully and not tear the joint up. Are you serious?
I ain't gonna lie. They did tear it. I ain't gonna lie. They took that hotel. They yeah. I ain't gonna lie. It's just yeah.
Like, how did they tear it up though? Like, it was like
Well, look.
trash
So
everywhere, or did they leave some
all right.
dollars
So
behind? Like, what happened?
it was trash everywhere. So it was like it was a lot of bottles, but a lot of rip, like a lot of pack paper, a lot of ripping boxes. But
Oh,
look,
I see.
the trash can. Okay, but the trash cans were full. You know what I'm saying? So people still. I mean, it was like towering over all the trash cans. So
Mm.
I mean, it's like just maybe bring like an extra hand or two to just kind of maybe pick up trash, just empty the trash cans. You know what I'm saying? At least just kind of circle the a couple of times, maybe and I mean, we're
Man,
known for
how
tipping
long were
too.
y'all out there? Like, tell the truth. Shane Devil, tell the truth. How
Uh,
long were y'all out there? Because I know how trade night is.
at the Hyatt last year,
Yeah.
man, maybe about two.
See, nobody is going to be spinning the block trying to clean up after y'all at 2 o'clock in the morning. It's just
And
not going to happen. I don't even know
we tip
why you would
good.
expect somebody to do that.
We tip good though. I mean, listen, everybody, regardless,
Evidently not that good. They don't want your asses back.
nobody was there. Nobody was there. You know what I'm saying? So it isn't like, and they shut down.
Oh,
They
jeez.
have a restaurant upstairs too, and I think they
Mhm.
shut down that early because I know Gable and I was trying to get something to eat, and they shut it down. So that was both the night. So I don't think I have that. I got some of that on video in the archive it, but yeah,
Crazy.
it was crazy. It was crazy. I
Well,
ain't
be
gonna
sure to cover it. I know in the 100 hours of the national, you're going to be covering that as well. So
lie.
can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
What else are you looking forward to at the national this year?
So my goal this year, shout out to Travis. He actually hit me up. Oh, I wish I can call him. He actually hit me up and was asking my opinion on Lewis Hamilton auto, right?
Mm,
Because he feels like it's getting to that point where you gotta make like decisions. And I mean, I told him, I said, look, and he saw some kind of for really good price, little reasonable prices, and I understand, but I mean, I told him, I said, I said if you're gonna go after one like serious, just go after one. You know what I'm saying? And get it now, and just hold it. So my goal now is okay. So it escaped me twice. I want purple, the 2020 Lewis portrait, the purple sapphire. I say purple sapphire.
yeah, no, you've been chasing that card, I would believe, for like the last 5 years. I remember when you and I first met. Was it 21? I think we met 21, 22. We met.
Mhm.
And you were chasing that card then because it was a part of the Chrome 2020, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was
Well,
20,
sapphire 2020.
yeah, Sapphire 2020. Sorry,
Hmm.
Sapphire 2020. So you are on the hunt for a card. I hope that you find it, friend. I really do. No, and I mean, we were going to talk about Hungarian Grand Prix, but since we are talking about the hobby, I want to talk about our man's Mr. 44 himself, Lewis Hamilton, in the house, opening up his very first trading card shop in
Hmm.
Germany.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I believe, right? So,
Yes.
yes, yesterday. So, a couple things that I noticed. Internet is going crazy over this. I mean, I thought that it was going to be a big deal for Tom Brady to do it, but I think that this is going to get so much international appeal. It's going to be ridiculous, which is good for everybody, right? I
Right.
feel like if it was for the longest time, it's just been like a lot of US people, maybe a few people in the UK um, have caught on to how hot trading cards can be as alternative assets for collecting. However, with Lewis Hamilton opening up card culture, and I think he's really going to send the F1 market into the stratosphere on this one. One, because he is the most, not one of the most, but the most marketable Formula One driver ever. Okay. And I'm going to say that and I'm going to put it out there. And with that being said, I think that he is going to be the one that's going to carry this hobby forward and ultimately bring more awareness to the Formula One trading cards because, of course, in the states, we know that there are so many other sports. I mean, baseball for one, because I feel like those are the cards that have been traded the longest. Basketball, football, you name it, Pokemon. But now, Lewis Hamilton standing behind the hobby. Definitely, I think there's going to be an uptick in the market for Formula One trading cards. What do you think, Amani?
Well, so this is what I always said about Formula One. Um, I think when people, I, I think, I think, I think another 20 years, I think people are going to look back at the 2020 Topps Chrome and Sapphire, and they're going to look at that as the like an '86 Flair, Michael Jordan rookie, and that
Yeah,
50 Bowman with the Mickey Mantle. I
yeah.
think it's going to be one of the elite boxes to get, and I think it's a. I've always and I got a ton of 2020 stuff. I got a lot of Lewis just base PSA 10s just chilling. I think that's set, and I got and I have a set also a base. I got a base set, a whole complete set of it, and I think all that's gonna go up within like 20 years. it's such a
Yeah,
niche
I
thing.
agree.
Also, it's such a niche thing, and it's like, um, yeah, I think I don't know if people still like going to get crazy or like Formula One, like come in the hobby like a Pokemon or something. But I think what I think collecting wise, I think people are going to start respecting Formula One as the years keep going by. And once Lewis retires, all this stuff gonna go up. It's gonna go crazy.
Yes, because even when you look at the marketability of the Formula One trading cards, this is what I said in the very beginning, back in 2020, was that you need to collect Lewis cards because
Hmm.
even after he retires, that's going to be it. So basically, cards that have come out from 2020 to whenever he retires, and that's going to be it. Lando Norris is going to go on. Kimi Antonelli is going to go on. George Russell, like they're all going to go on. As long as they're in the sport, right? Given that they're still in Formula One, but his cards are going to be very coveted cards, like you said, in the next 20, 25 to like 30 years, I
Yeah.
really believe. And the two most, because he would have had, as to date, two career changes. Like, so he was in Mercedes, the significance of the Mercedes uniform, which, Amani, correct me if I'm wrong. Did they ever have a trading card with Lewis Hamilton in the white Mercedes like uniform? Has it always been black? I'm sitting here really trying to think.
No, they do have a
Topps has a
yeah,
trading
no,
card with
they do
Lewis
no,
in white.
yeah, 20 with
Was it?
yes, it's 2020. It's not a portrait. It's him winning, it's a game, what was it Russia?
I
um
don't know. See, that's the thing. I don't remember.
it's a Grand Prix
I
winner though.
remember. Okay, so I remember the significance of the black uniform, right?
Well,
We,
he
of
does
course, we have because of
maybe
what was
Abu
going
Dhabi.
on during that time. Okay, Abu Dhabi. I don't know. You're really gonna have to look because does he have
No, he has it in white.
a Topps
Yes,
card?
matter of fact, he has actually a couple because his one he's looking out. There's one. His two, he's holding
Oh, I
a
think it is.
trophy.
I think I do
Yeah,
have. Oh, see, and you know what? Just because we're having this conversation, I think I need to go back and look at my trading cards because to me, the most coveted cards are going to be him in the black uniform. I don't care if he's in the
and
white.
he's kissing a trophy on one also because you gotta
Okay,
remember, when that year, that was the first year of the black uniforms
livery. You're talking about
delivery.
the livery, yeah.
Yeah,
So
so
that was like 2020, 21, right? But then I think they ended up. Did they end up going back to the white suits again? At some point. I can't remember. But anyway, if if it was between 2020 and 2025, I do have cards Lewis Hamilton in the white uniform. But anyway, back to what I was saying. I really feel like the trading cards where he was in the black uniform are always going to hold a special place in my heart. And I feel like every person
mhm.
that was going through what we were going through during COVID and um, the whole death, the murder of George Floyd, and Lewis actually wearing the black uniform, and Valtteri Bottas also wearing the black uniform as well. To me, that's going to go down in Formula One history. I don't care what anybody says. But then also too, when he announced that he was going to Ferrari, and also all of the Topps products that came out now with him in his Ferrari uniform, because I mean, we don't have anything when he was in McLaren that's
Right.
official Topps. So I really think that those are going to be the two most when he had the black uniform, and but then also too when he transitioned to Ferrari the first year. I think that those are going to be the most coveted cards. And also when, if ever, he wins his freaking eighth title, I think that that's going to be another coveted year of trading cards for Lewis Hamilton. Glad to see him in the hobby. Huge shout out to Team LH too for all the support that they've been giving him. And also, car collectors. And I'm looking forward to seeing all the future F1 trading card collectors too that are going to come of this as he launches into other countries.
And here's another thing, and I think with Kimmy, Kimmy Cards is on the rise right now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
did you see that one? It sold for like 100 bands, like
crazy,
118 bands. I'm like, what in
crazy,
the
yeah,
world?
crazy.
Yo. So that's just how the market is, though.
Hmm.
Because do we have any Max Verstappen cards selling for 118 bands right now? Because about
I
two,
think
three
we
years
do.
ago, they probably were.
Max Cards still hold a premium. I can't doubt they still hold a significant premium. Um, I can look and see right now. Let me see.
But the craziest thing is that I find very interesting is that depending on where the driver is and how they're performing in their career at the moment, definitely drives the cost.
Yep.
Okay. With the exception of Lewis, because I kind
Well,
of feel like Lewis's cards are always going to hold value. They just are. But in the instance of Kimmy Antonelli's card being sold for 100 bands, I really feel like it has a lot to do with the way he's dominating this year in Formula One. Because I don't see a Borletto card going for, for 6 figures,
not yet, but it
or Isaac Hadjar card going for 6 figures at the moment.
if he keeps racing like he is, his car's on the rise now. It's
I mean, they're on the rise, but are
it's on
they
the
Kimmy
rise.
Antonelli status? I don't know. Like, how much is that shirt that you sent me cost? Like, you think that that's going to be on the rise too, or what?
It's already
Should
on
I
the
sell it?
rise. It
Should
was
I
on the rise
sell
before
it?
it was on the rise before I sent it to you.
Wild,
I was like,
wild.
I don't know if I should keep this or not.
But yeah, Lewis, huge shout out to your card shop, and I think that it's the hugest flex. It's the
I don't know why
hugest
you put
flex
it in
in the
German.
hobby.
I guess it's kind of the center of everything, but I mean,
Well, I mean, that's just the first shop. I know that they're going to be coming out with shops in Asia. Hopefully, he'll be coming out with his own shop in the UK, which is his home
you one in Miami
country. Um, he could bring one right here in Virginia Beach. I'll run it.
or Miami.
Come on, Lewis, bring
Please.
your car shop to Virginia Beach. I'll run it for real. I'll do everything. I don't care. Just putting it
So
out there.
that's very interesting though. Shout out to Lewis though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Card Culture by LH.
Yes. Yes. And more to come, he says. So, gosh, unless you're living underneath a rock, I already know that you're probably following Lewis Hamilton on Instagram. But if you haven't already, go to Lewis's Instagram. He has a lot of Instagram posts from Car Culture from when they opened the store, and he even said himself, more to come. So we'll sit tight and see what else he has to offer us. And I can't wait to go to Europe and like go to one of his card shops too. That's something else that I'm really looking forward to. That should be happening in the future at some point. But back to this race, because like I said, the Formula One drivers are already enjoying their vacation. Here it is on a Tuesday. We're supposed to record on Monday, whatever. We are going to talk about this Hungarian recap, right? Because there is a lot to talk about. Because I want to know, where in the world was George Russell? Okay. Amani, where was the twos? Because he daggone sure wasn't the ones. I think that Kimmy Antonelli was on the ones and George Russell was on the twos. But yo, what's going on with your team? Good old Mercedes.
I don't know what happened with. I mean, like I said before, I don't think George knows what he's doing. Um, I don't know. This is very Lewis S. Last year
Mm.
Mercedes. I'm just saying that. I'm just say that for somebody, this has to be. I don't know. I wish I could. I don't know. I wish I knew the history better, but I don't know somebody that had the potential to win a title and to do testing and look like it was a clear win for winning the first race and then just completely just going downhill. Completely.
Mm.
Completely. I don't know nobody who had the hype.
But you already know there's so many elements. For one, it's just the dedication to that track on how well you perform. All these tracks are so different. As you can see, the Hungarian Grand Prix, there were a lot of people that were getting track limits. You know, the wind was crazy. All right.
Mhm.
Freaking Annie M and the Wicked Witch of the East, they were out there on their brooms and houses blowing all over the doggone place.
Yeesh.
It's like, listen, and that played a big factor. I mean, didn't George? Okay, so who retired from the race because they had damage? Wasn't that George? And then
Did George finish?
no, wait, who was it that went out though? Because they had damage to the floor. And then was it no, it was Oscar. Wasn't it Oscar who went out?
No,
Eh,
Oscar's
who went out?
his gear shift I think blew or something.
Yeah, but I remember them on the radio and they were saying, listen, you guys gotta watch out for those curves because those curves are the reason why who had a puncture? Somebody had a puncture. No, I'm not
Cadillac.
crazy. No, I'm not talking about Cadillac. I'm talking about a competitive team. I really feel like why were they saying that? Maybe it was McLaren and they were saying it to Lando Norris. And they were telling him to lay off the curbs because of Oscar having like a puncture or something like that. I don't know. Maybe I'm
I
crazy.
wanted, did he get that puncture from Carlos?
I don't know. But
But
they were telling Lando. Speaking of Lando, who would have thought Lando would have came through with the W? I wasn't thinking that wasn't on my bingo card, like at all. I
well, I
really
think
thought it was going to be a Kimmy and Lewis fight, like all the way to the end.
well, actually thinking about it, I really well. Here's the deal. Ferrari, I think Ferrari should have that race. Number one, this is Lewis's track. Number one, right? He should know this back in his head. And like I said before, Lewis he was just doing way too much in this race.
Oh, here we go again. You said that at the last race, Amani. So now he's just doing too much, period, huh?
It's becoming more. I remember he was right behind Kimmy, and he had he was actually pushing like um he was actually going like it felt like he had Kimmy's number, and then they went around some apex, and Lewis went so high, try to force his way around. It just didn't work out, and he slid a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "What are you doing?" Just it was. I
I
mean, it was
mean,
early in the race. Also, it was still like halfway through the race. Like, what are you doing? Just keep what you're doing. It's just like it's just
but
no.
then he had a battle Max too, and you know how that could be. You know how he can that can be a very draining experience. Him constantly having to battle Max and try to get around Max, and then he pits, and then he's trying to get out ahead of Max. He does, but then Max catches him. He passes him. I'm like, oh gosh, that got on my nerves.
It's so
And then
crazy.
it seemed like he was like fighting Max like the whole entire time. And I really felt like that took away from his ability to be able to challenge anybody else. And then the 5 second
In 5 seconds.
speeding in the pit lane.
Um,
Glad the team told him because some of these doggone Formula One teams, they don't tell their drivers anything. Like Carlos Sainz, move your tail over because you have a blue flag. Like, can you tell them that, please? Yo,
yeah, but
did you see? All right, so was this
mhm.
AI or was Total Wolf really pissed calling engineers Teletubbies because they did not tell their drivers to move over because of
Uh,
the blue flags? Was that for real? That was crazy.
I
That
don't
was
know.
for real.
I,
Was that for real?
I wonder if it was for real.
I
I'm
don't
gonna
know.
look at some
It
other
looked
radios.
AI. It looked AI. I was just like, this looks AI, and here I am contributing to the AI gossip. But I was like, Total Wolf calling the engineers Teletubbies. That's wild. Um, but yeah, back to the race. Lando Norris winning the race.
Mhm.
Interesting. Putting Lewis 50 points behind Kimmy. I don't even know what that means. I don't even know what that means going into the break. What does that mean to you, Amani?
That he gotta get. He's gonna have to get his stuff together.
Who,
Just
Lewis?
race. Just race. He's overthinking. Just race. Just keep.
But
Just.
I think at this point in this championship, he's gonna have to be thinking everything. He got to think about tires. He got to think about strategy. He got to think about, is that gonna get messed up? He got to think about Max Verstappen. Is he gonna be competitive this week? Maybe he will. Maybe he won't. Where's Lando and where's Oscar? Like Lewis. Oh, I'm sorry. And then Charles Leclerc, because he ain't gonna help him with Jack. Okay, like Charles Leclerc is like, this is my car. This is my race. And Lewis, who? I don't even know who he is. Like, he's another red car that's just in my way. Because you know what I didn't like? You know what I didn't like? I didn't like when Lewis finished the race and then he just ticked down right behind Charles Leclerc because of the 5-second penalty. I was like, Chuck, how come you couldn't go a second, like 1.2 or how about 1.5 seconds slower? How about that? So he could have just maintained his position and got more points. And instead of being 50-something points behind Kimi Antonelli, he'll only be 40-something, which wouldn't be bad going into this summer break. I'm telling you, man, I'm on my soapbox today.
Well, like I said, next time, just race. That's all you gotta do. Don't be going like,
That's
you know,
not
no.
okay.
You talk. Okay, 5-second penalty coming out of the pits, speeding through the pits. That's not. I mean, that's not. We can't. I'm faulting Lewis. You can't. You don't make those mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Regardless, he
I
know
need to
that.
see the footage. I need to see the footage. I don't believe it. I need to see
He
it.
know. He know he was speeding down
I
there.
need to see it. I don't care. I need to see it. I think the FIA just trying to slap another penalty on Lewis.
I believe
Man,
that
this is
too.
like the third race he done had a penalty. Like they just giving him penalties. Like, dang, your braids are too tight. You getting a penalty. You got too much jewelry on. You getting a penalty. Why you got them 6-carat earrings in your ears? You getting a damn penalty.
I mean, I gotta take a. Let me take a time out for a second. I got a hot take. I got a hot take.
Okay, what's your hot take, Amani?
Singapore. I think first of all, I think Singapore. Is going to be a really interesting race. Kimmy's not going to win that because he's not used to that. He's not going to be used to Singapore. You got to be really like
Dialed
mentally
in.
ready, dialed in to do it.
Yep. I agree.
I believe this. That's not the hot take. The hot take is this. I believe that Aston Martin will pole this year.
You're so cute. Oh, you're so cute. What? Okay. Why? Because Fernando Alonso was battling Carlos Sainz for like 16th and 17th place this race. Like,
I can't listen.
that why?
I have took a Dubai toilet seat on Aston Martin this year. Okay, and I'm watching that race. Adrian Newey stepped down. He rebuilt that whole thing up. I'm saying.
You wait. You said Adrian Newey did what?
Adrian Newey stepped down, and he's building that car. He's rebuilding that whole car.
You said he stepped down as what? To what?
What was he? His what was he doing? He was over. Was he engineer, manager, whatever?
I don't know. I
Whatever
forgot on
he
purpose.
engineer, whatever.
No, I
Whatever
don't
it was.
know. I don't know. I forgot
He
on
wasn't
purpose. I'm
building the car.
sorry.
I guess I will say that he wasn't building the car. For Aston Martin to get points and to perform like they performed in this race, that's a crazy feat.
Who got points? Aston Martin got points.
Aston Martin got points, both of them.
Where did they finish?
Well, he got 1 point though.
Exactly. But you know what I did see though? You know what I did see?
No, they didn't get points. It was 13, 14.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like, what points did they get? They were on the donut.
But to finish 13th and 14th place, and yeah, I don't think they haven't finished a race. I don't think they finished a race all year. I think maybe one of them did. Maybe Alonso did. All I'm saying is this: it might it might get a little scary for them. I ain't gonna lie. I'm just looking. I'm hearing everything that's going on over there. I see this race. There's going to be a race. I feel like, I mean, there's always a race where everybody's going to DNF somewhere, and then the whole. I mean, there could be like 10 DNFs in a race this year. You just never know. It's gambling now. We don't know. We don't know how these races are gonna go. You know what I'm saying? But for them to be 13th and 14th, I think that's a huge task because that's like if Cadillac gets like a ninth and 10th place. It's like, oh, they figured out something. All I'm
Yeah.
saying is just, I mean, it's not Daddy Lance doing this. I think Adrian Ewing got fed up and was like, my reputation's on the line. Let me get in here and build a car. From what
Because
I
it is.
understand, it he's in there building this car from scratch. If he can get serious points and maybe on a pole this year, it could happen. You know what I'm saying? Anything. I mean, it could happen. All I'm saying is this, and like I said, I have taken Dubai toilet seats on Aston Martin and Adrian Ewing. But real recognize real. All I'm saying is that look, I don't want nobody to be surprised when it happens. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Well, another update was Daddy Stroll was actually at the race. I did see him when
Really?
I was watching on TV. Yeah. Very briefly, he was walking. He was walking by the cars while they were before they went out on their laps and things like that. But yeah, he was at the race. I was like, oh, there he is for about 2.5 seconds. And then
How many
he
more, how many more
disappeared out of
races?
frame.
How many more races do you think he'll be at this year?
I don't know. I don't know. I think he'll probably be at some of the US races. I think that would be cool. But yeah, don't know. What else did we want to talk about? So, oh my gosh.
The summer break.
No, we don't want to talk about summer break because okay. So let's talk about summer break then. So you want to talk about summer break. Summer break is on Formula One. They don't return to the end of August, right? But what we all know as Formula One fans is that this is officially the kickoff of silly season. And if you're not a Formula One fan, what is silly season? So, silly season is the time where drivers quit, get fired, go through child support cases, announce uh, babies, marriages, you know, team principals start fighting over drivers. Like all that stuff has happened. All right. Then they find out somebody got a secret baby or something. Like, okay, maybe they don't find out somebody has a secret baby, but stuff like that. Yeah, that's what silly season
Interesting.
is.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So it's basically Love
So,
Island.
yeah, Love Island, Formula One style, but it's not an
Hmm.
island. It's like they're all over the world. And then they get to show like all these extra cool glimpses in their life. Like, oh, I'm on a yacht. Oh, Charles Leclerc is having a girl. Oh my God, did you see the baby bump with his wife? She is so dang gorgeous. I really think they're having a girl though. I'm just saying. I'm just gonna put it out
Oh,
there.
is
They're
that
gonna
real
have
life?
a little. Yes, that's real life. She's
Oh, I didn't know
pregnant.
that
She's
was real.
pregnant. She's having a baby. She didn't see the baby bump. Where are you? Underneath a rock?
I didn't know he was married.
Wow. Okay.
I thought he would just be,
You're late. But yeah, so they're
I thought
married. They're
I thought it was
expecting a
just.
baby, and I think that it's a girl. I think it's a girl. The way she's carrying it, I think it's a girl.
You can tell by the way they're carrying it.
Yes,
Is it like
Amani.
heavier?
No. You know what? I'm not going to get into it with you about that. All right. I'm really not because we're going to
Uh,
keep it pushing. But I
I
will
mean,
say
she's trying
that
to.
her baby bump is really, really cute. Max Verstappen's going to go home and he's going to enjoy his kid. What does he have? A daughter? And then, Lewis is going to be Lewis with his new family that he has been put into. That's going to be interesting. Can't wait to see the pictures on that. But you know who has like the most extra coolest like vacation pictures though? I think, well, between Charles Leclerc and George Russell. And Carlos Sainz has some pretty cool vacation pics too. So I'm very curious to see what the drivers are going to be doing during their summer break.
George Russell.
Yeah, like him and his girlfriend, they're usually like on a yacht somewhere vacationing,
We
Uh
need to be in the simulator. That's what we need to be at.
okay, well, I'm just telling you,
They learn
they
how to
believe
drive.
in brakes, all right? They're not Americans. They believe in brakes and they going to break.
Let me
Okay?
tell you something.
What?
When we get in here, and shout out, I know the future looking bright for you know what's crazy. I think I said this like some
For
years ago
who?
for us.
Oh,
I
thanks.
said this
Appreciate
years
it.
ago. I really thought that Lewis was going to be the last black Formula One driver
And like ever?
ever.
No, that's a
But
bad prophecy. It's a bad
but
prophecy.
but when I said that, my algorithm started algorithming,
Hmm.
and it's been like I see some hope now.
Okay. Are we going to share or are we going to keep it to ourselves?
So there is an F2 driver. It's like always somebody. So he got a long name. He's black though. He's actually from America,
Hmm.
and I've been collecting his cars. I gotta figure out his last name for really, But
Who are you talking
he's
about? Hugo?
is it Hugo, the light skinned dude?
Yeah, he's like six
Yeah,
eight. He looks like
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. He's
yeah.
not really 6'8", guys. He's just extremely tall, especially like in Formula One terms. Like he's definitely taller than George Russell.
He's got
And
to
George
get
Russell's like 6'2", 6'3", something like that.
taller. Well,
Or
I
maybe
think
he's like 6'1". I don't know.
Escoban is like the tallest, right?
I think between like it's you know what? That's a good question. I know the taller drivers are George Russell, Pierre Gasly, and
Yeah,
I would say Esteban
Gasly,
Ocon. Pierre Gasly's pretty tall. Look, Alexa, how tall is Pierre Gasly?
5'7".
No, he's not. He is not. No, he's not. Mm-mm.
You're making up stuff.
I'm not. I okay. So for your information, I have met quite a few of these drivers. Okay. Um.
Gasly?
Yes, Gasly is tall. Look at his arms. His arms are long.
I know. Short people have long arms.
No, they don't.
What are you talking about? I have seen that.
Oh my gosh.
Let me
Oh
see.
my
Let me see.
gosh.
Uh,
No, I'm looking it up right now. How tall is he?
he is five. Hold on. Let's see. He's 5. He's 5'9". Five nine
Is
point five.
he?
Yeah, that's not
No.
right. Yeah, he's five. That's what I'm saying. He's 5'9". Wait, I don't know. He's not 6 foot. No way. Yeah, he's like 5.
Okay, Pierre's like 5'10". So Pierre's 5'10",
You can't even round that
and I'm
up.
like 5'11". Okay. So who George Russell's 6'1". All right.
Yeah,
And then it says Max Verstappen's about 5'11". And then
yeah.
they say Lewis Hamilton's about 5'8", and he
He's
really
like
is.
yeah. Lewis is
He
small.
really is. He really is about 5'8". So
Yeah.
I think, well, 5'10's not bad. He look at me eye to eye, so that's cool.
If Lewis
With my
Hamilton was
with my
six
flats
two,
on.
and Lewis Hamilton was 6'2", he would not
Listen,
dominate. He would. He would. I don't
listen,
think he'd make it
listen. We are not gonna get into driver heights anymore, okay? Because
He doesn't. He doesn't.
I know the ones on the shorter side is definitely Fernando Alonso.
Yeah.
Who's taller, Fernando Alonso or Kenny Antonelli? I don't know. That's close,
Kimmy.
real
Well,
close.
Kimmy's still growing though.
That's
That
right.
doesn't.
Yeah,
That doesn't count.
because you guys don't stop growing till you're like 25,
Who's us?
probably even longer than that. Hmm.
Let's see. Incidentally. Let's see.
This is crazy. Anyway, oh my gosh. Back to what I was saying. All right. Because I'm not going to get into driver's heights. I'm not. Because, I started talking about driver's heights. I started offending people because how tall
He's
I am.
five seven.
I'm going to stop it. Who's 5'7"?
Kimmy. Approximately 5'7" to 5'8" right now.
So him and Lewis are the same height. That's interesting.
I have seen them stand side by side. Yeah, I can see that. So Kimmy
Okay.
might actually hit maybe a growth spurt. get a little 3 more inches on him, and he should be good to go.
Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. So moving along from driver's height, because I'm not going to get into it. I'm really not, because we're really going to get shadow banned if I start talking about drivers and their heights. Moving
Who you
forward,
have a problem with height?
what?
Who's the one? Who's
Because
the one you're talking about?
if I start calling people short, then I'll be like, why is she calling people short? Which to me, there's a lot of people that are short because I'm 5'11". So there are a lot of people that fit into that category. Because how tall are you, Amani? You're like what, 6'1", 6'2"?
I'm like 6 foot.
6'1". Yeah.
I'm 6 foot, and in the wintertime, I'm like about 5'8".
5'8" when you take off the Timbs. Well,
Yeah.
no, you should be taller in the wintertime because you're wearing Timbs or something.
Nah, it's cold.
Oh, so Lewis Hamilton actually is, if he's 5'8", then he actually has the potential to be 5'10", especially when he puts on a pair of Timbs, because he does wear Timbs pretty often. You know, that's like a good inch or two.
Have you seen Lewis with Timbs?
Yes, you've seen Lewis with Timbs. Boy, stop. Cut it out. Cut it out.
But I think the theory is right now is that if Lewis was like Esteban height, he doesn't do Formula One.
What does he do?
I like some kind of modeling, or he'll just have like, I don't know, like maybe like a rapper or something. But sometimes it just be like
a rapper. Did you hear that song with Christina Aguilera? No, dude. No, Maji. He is not going to be anybody's rapper. Okay, no.
He has a song with Christina Aguilera.
Yes, he has a song. He's like, what's his stage name? NDIX or something crazy.
Oh my God, I don't want to hear
and he was up there. Listen, he sound like, you know, like when we were younger and like what songs like Silk would come on, or one of those other old school like R&B R&B artists, and your mom be like, you can't listen to that song. Or remember like old school H-Town, and your parents just be like, you can't listen to this song. Cover your ears while you know, they're singing a song and we're humming it, and they're like, you're not supposed to know the words. Or like some old school, like, yeah, definitely H-Town and Silk and like what are the guys that sing Ribbon in the Sky? Intro. You cannot listen to half of the intro songs because they talked about some pretty explicit like stuff.
So I remember
that was Lewis and Christina Aguilera. I'm trying to tell you. And don't play the song either, because I was like, that's really Lewis?
That's terrible. I remember listening to, when I used to go to blues festivals all the time, I used to hear Theodos Easley. I believe that's right. It's like Theodos Easley. I might have got that wrong or whatever, but he got the song "Stand Up" in it. And I used to,
that's Lewis. That's Lewis. He look, listen, Lewis be rapping about stuff. Well, he be singing about stuff like that.
He need to stop.
Lewis, stick with the trading cards. You're good there.
Yeah.
You're good there.
Yes,
all right. So speaking about Lewis, let's talk about Ferrari, and let's talk about what you think the championship is going to look like when they come back from summer break. What do you think?
I don't think it's going to make a difference. I think it's going to be the same pit.
No improvement for any team. You still think that Mercedes is going to dominate? Ferrari is going to be right behind Mercedes, and then Red Bull and McLaren battling it out for 3.
You know, I'm gonna say this right now. I'm putting my tinfoil hat on. I'm gonna put Jerry's tinfoil hat on real quick. And so this is what I'm thinking. And I'm watching this race. I felt Toto told Kimi not to go as fast as he can.
Why?
He's sandbagging, man. You know what I'm saying? I just felt that.
According to George Russell, there is no sandbagging going on. His car actually is trash.
Yeah, on his side, yes, it's not at all. Yeah, not at all. You don't even need to try to.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. He's doing it all himself.
Oh, do you think that there's going to be an announcement from Mercedes about Max Verstappen and letting George Russell go during summer break, or you think they're going to keep their lips sealed until December?
I mean, either they're gonna make the announcement or Aston McLaren.
Hmm. That'd be interesting.
But I
Gosh,
think that
poor Piastri though. Man, Piastri just it just wasn't written in the stars for that brother, man. I just feel bad for him.
he needs to get off. Imagine if he never left uh, Alpine. What was he at before Alpine? What was he? He was the pink one. He was just pink.
No, I don't know.
Was it
I don't
Alpine?
know. But what do you what's the point that you're trying to make? Because
I wonder
I'm
what happened if he
curious.
actually would have stayed with. No, he wouldn't. Where was he at? I wonder if he actually would have stayed and never jumped ship. Wonder where his career had been at right now.
No, wasn't Alpine they were fighting over him. Alpine and
No, he
McLaren were
left.
fighting.
Yeah, because remember, if it was Alpine,
Because it was Otmar who was trying to acquire him. And he basically said that he joined the team. And Oscar Piastri said, I ain't never say that. Man, what you talking about, Willis? And then McLaren was like, no, we want him over here. And then he ended up being at McLaren. And then Otmar got fired.
yeah, he was
I remember that. Definitely
yeah
remember that.
Alpine. So yeah, he was part of Alpine.
He
So can
wasn't,
you?
he was part of Alpine, but he was someplace else. He wasn't like
He was like
officially in Alpine.
no, he was development. So they was developing him. Like he was a part of Alpine, and he was supposed
But
to take the next role over. And then they trained him. They did all this other work and all like Kimmy. Just imagine if Toto trained Kimmy all these years, get him ready and all this other stuff, which you as a Formula One team, that's what you should be doing. You train them and do it all this other stuff, and he just goes, I'm going to Ferrari. You know what I'm saying? And that's what
that
he
was
did.
wild.
So he was in the like the development team.
Hmm.
Um, but no, he was a reserve driver. That's what he was. He was a reserve driver for Alpine. Yeah, he was a reserve driver for Alpine. Then McLaren came over. He dropped a bag on him and was like, "Here, take it." With no training, like they.
And they slapped Dan Ricardo in the face with another bag. Was like, get your tail out of here.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Let me break this down for the females out there. Say if you get pregnant,
Oh God,
you go through
no!
9 months of pregnancy, and then all of a sudden your son comes out and goes, "Nah, I ready to go with Lisa." What?
But he got to slap her with the bag though. Be like, look, I'm gonna go over here with homegirl, but I'm gonna leave you with this bag though. And I'll see my kid when I
Alpine,
see him.
yeah, because Alpino, yeah, they was. I know they was hot. They I wonder if the oh, dude lost his job, I think. But then Cal Pinto came in, which I don't know why. Williams let Cal Pinto go. I don't understand that one. I'm still scratching my head on that one. Um,
Yo, how about this though? Did you see Colton Herta? Did you see him? He was testing the Formula One car and he was like, yeah, man,
uh
cool. That's what's up. And I was
uh,
like, oh my gosh, it's the Herta.
I told
I
you
don't know why I call him that.
so Valkyrie Bottas is probably not going to be with. I think you're going to drop him down. They've been Kodak in here.
Colton
Colton.
Herta. Herta.
Yeah, I
So
heard of him.
do you think that they're gonna put him in a car for like Coda?
Yeah, because
Dang,
remember,
dang.
beginning of the year, I was hearing stuff that they was preparing to switch drivers after the summer break. So
Mm. I mean, I don't know. I like Valtteri Bottas, and I do like what Cadillac is trying to do to make sure that they can gather the information, finish the races. But they've been plagued with just one bad
yeah,
thing after
that's the
another.
thing. Yeah,
The brakes were catching on fire.
I saw that.
Like, wasn't that Valtteri Bottas? He had to like steer into the wall to get the car to stop. Like, that was crazy.
Yeah,
And then I don't even know what happened to Checo. I was like, yo, Checo's racing, then he isn't. I was like, come on, America's team.
I mean, they both got to sit down.
Yeah, they both had to sit down. Yeah, no, they
Yeah,
both did. It was so
Oh,
sad though. I was like, dang, come on, like
so
make the
now
car work better.
now you might as well just start changing drivers out. Might as well just start
Can
figuring
they
it out.
please get no? Okay, I do. I would understand if they did, right? But I kind of feel like they. What is going on with the reliability issues? They have got to get
It's only
that
their
sorted
first
out. They really
year.
do.
It's only their first
I
year.
know. I just feel like I just want to see them doing better because they're America's team. Unlike Haas. Haas not America's team.
Let them make all of the mistakes now. So the more they
Hmm.
make mistakes, I feel like it's better. It's not like Williams. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Williams should know, but Williams
Well,
just been
yeah,
here
Williams is
start.
like backwards. They had like the significant fall from grace because they used to be highly competitive. But then they had the fall from grace and they've been trying to claw their way back ever since. Golly, it's been so difficult to watch though. Because
I know.
they have flashes of hope and then they have like times like years when their car is like doing better and then it just digresses and goes back.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what we're experiencing this year. And yeah, like Alex is just nowhere. Matter of fact, I don't even remember the last time I even seen an onboard camera with Alex.
I mean, it's on Apple TV. If you just want to turn it on, you know what I'm saying?
I'm
So,
like, dang, where is Alex? Like, you don't see Alex anywhere. You don't see him in the post. They don't talk about him pre-show,
I don't know why
during
he's
the
still racing.
show,
That doesn't make any. I can't.
post show. They
I
don't
would
talk
say
about
that
Alex at all. They don't even interview Alex.
he
When do you see Alex's stuff in the media pen?
he is.
Where's his interview in the media pen? You don't even see him in the media pen. You see Fernando Alonso though, and you'll see Carlos Sainz, but there is no Alex.
The
No
most
Alex.
overrated F1 driver probably ever.
Who? I wouldn't say that, Amani, to be fair, because when he was at Red Bull, he was competitive. I really felt like he was
What's
competitive.
what's what's competitive?
He was finishing in the top 10.
He wasn't a threat.
He was finishing in the top 10.
Top 10. It was only 12 teams and he was on Red Bull.
He was finishing in the top 10.
I
At
can finish top
least
10 at Red Bull.
he was competing with Lewis Hamilton. And Lewis was pushing him off the track, but he was still competing with Lewis though.
Lewis don't even know who Alex is. I guarantee he don't even know his
You
name.
know what? I'm done. Why is Formula One? Why are you turning Alex into the redheaded stepchild? Like you never see him
He's not
at
himself.
all. They don't do the pit walks, like when they walk into the paddock
Uh,
and they looking all cool. You don't see Alex.
the only thing I remember with
They just
Alex,
turn the camera.
only thing I remember with Alex was the first year of Drive to Survive. And he introduced his family and everything. This and it's the only thing I really remember him. That was it. Other than that, I don't know why he still has a team. That doesn't make any sense. I don't know why he's there. Don't make any sense at all. And it don't matter. He
Well,
gonna be there. He gonna be there next year too.
and the year after that too.
Doing nothing.
You said doing nothing. You're horrible.
Doing nothing. Got the
Anyway,
easiest job on the
as we
planet.
round out as we round out the beginning of this season going into summer break, what have been some of your highlights in Formula One that you would like to talk about on this podcast, Amani?
I would say the demise of George Russell. I think that needs to be studied
How so?
because you can't have a car that would, if, like I said before, I believe those with the Baku, those races that got canceled. I think
What do
we're
you
going to look
mean
back.
Bahrain?
I
Oh
mean
no, you're
Bahrain,
talking
yeah.
about the Middle East. Yes.
Well, two of them, whatever they are, and
Yeah.
and so I believe somebody's going to sit down and study the analytics of what happened this year. The two races that got canceled, I really feel that that was an important piece to how this year's F1 is structured because
Mm-hmm.
George Russell, I keep trying to tell, if you don't believe me, go watch when he was testing the car. With his pace and his timing, he should have outlapped every car 3 times on the track. That's how fast he was. I mean, it was a problem. And I think it was like first episode when I was like, if Mercedes figure this out, we're gonna have to deal with this all the way to like 2031 or whenever the new regulations come in. They got this one. Every year is gonna be Mercedes win. And all of a sudden, that doesn't happen. Now I don't
Mm.
know if George got too cocky or he didn't use those 2 weeks, the extra 2 weeks to really do something. And but I'm gonna say this also. I'm gonna say this also. And I'm ragging on him, right? But I'm gonna play devil's advocate for a second. George Russell could be going through a mental breakdown right now. Okay,
Yeah.
because of the point of the matter is that Toto still hasn't denied that he has been trying to get Max Verstappen on the team. He doesn't have a contract. Okay,
Hmm.
he gets on a team. He gets on a position where, like I said, this was supposed to be his year. He's supposed to be world champion this year, and it just doesn't work out. I think that mental. I think he's getting drained right now. Last race is just he's going worse and worse and worse and worse. And I mean that could also be like a huge factor into it. And all of a sudden, I mean he's been treated like I don't think Toto just doesn't recognize him. He's treating him really probably worse than Lewis. I ain't gonna lie, because Lewis has never. Although Lewis, um, but Lewis is having there was a whole like undercarriage thing that Lewis was going through. On top of they're trying to get rid of him at the door and all this other stuff. But George is not wearing his emotions really good. He's not, because he looks defeated every single race now. And I don't know. Like I said, they haven't gave him a contract.
So
I don't think.
let's unpack this. Right? Like you said, based off of what was done during testing, it looked very promising for George, right?
Very.
But what we do know, two things that we know, right? The first thing that we know is the way that the car tests and the way that the driver performs on track, given the circumstances that they're in, determines how successful that they are. Okay.
Right.
And what we've seen, what we didn't see during that testing is how aggressive Kimi Antonelli has given the opportunity really is. So
Yep.
we saw that translate and play out onto track. And so that was one of the reasons why George Russell hasn't been successful, right? Because he had a tendency to crack under immense pressure
Mm-hmm.
when he was put up against Kimi Antonelli and another driver or any other driver that was competing with him during the race.
Right.
Second thing is, what else do we know about this sport? What we know about this sport, and a lot of these Formula One drivers talk about it, right? They talk about the extreme highs and the extreme lows of winning and losing, and also being able to have the mental strength to properly bounce back. Now, we saw Lewis go through it. We saw him go through it firsthand. And we thought that he was going to retire. There were so many people I remember after all that, the way the whole debacle played out in Abu Dhabi, there were a lot of people like, dang, is he even going to come back to Formula One? Because remember, he logged out of socials. He was like
Yep.
he was a ghost. He ghosted everybody. And we were like, dang, what does this really mean? But he had to it really challenged his mental strength. Even when you talk about like Lando Norris has spoken about, like having to be able to be mentally tough to be in this sport too. So I think that all of them go through it, and I think that that is part of the hero's journey, the victor's journey. Is when you are faced with a lot of adversity, how are you going to recover and come back from that? So to me, given what George Russell is going through right now, the uncertainty of his seat, the way that he's been performing in the car, the results that he has not been getting that he really feels like he wants. He's really gonna, I feel like during the summer break, he's gonna have to do some soul searching and dig down deep and say, where am I going to hit a hard reset, come back, everything that's happened before the break no longer matters because I want my seat. And
Mhm.
above all else, I want to be the best driver that I possibly can be given my circumstances. So I really feel like that's the type of mindset that George Russell needs to be in. Because if not, then you're right. He's going to end up burying himself so far in a hole that there is not going to be not one way he's going to be able to recover.
Yeah, he becomes he becomes one of the Aston Martin drivers that low.
Lord. Okay. All right.
Shout out to them.
So, with that being said, and everything
Mhm.
that we have spoken about, was there anything else that you wanted to talk about?
So year, I would say, thinking about the year, I'm
Hmm.
still, I think about Monaco and the domination that Kimi had on Monaco. Did not
I
ever see that.
agree.
Did not ever see that coming ever. I still don't know, and that, what's crazy is that I don't know what Toto told Kimi, but the domination's still there. But listen, I think Toto knows. I think he told Kimi that, look, you got to calm down.
Yeah. Hold on there, horse.
Then what's up? What's the excitement over here? You making too much noise.
You are bucking. You are bucking.
Bucking.
Just look. Stop
Too much
bucking.
noise. Yes.
Look,
100%. So,
stallion. Italian
so
stallion. Cut out that bucking really quick because
mhm.
we gotta make sure when you buck, it's for the right thing. Don't be bucking and you don't be bucking your way to a DNF. Oh my gosh. So to answer my own question that I asked, I feel like seeing Kimi Antonelli come out, elbows out, swinging, dominating Formula
Mhm.
One
Mhm.
as the rookie, that was definitely something that was not, I don't think that it was really expected, but I think that it was very welcomed because it brought up some really good racing. I think that, like you said, Monaco, but I think the overall race, a lot of people feel like Monaco should be stricken from the calendar, that the cars, all the way down to the cars having to be redesigned to make it more competitive for racing. But Monaco 2026, the outcome of that race and everything that's happened during that race lives up to the fact for the reason why Monaco should remain on the calendar. I think as a huge supporter of Monaco, I feel like Monaco needs to remain on the calendar. One, because it's a heritage track, but then two, it definitely showed and proved and demonstrated that these drivers can still do an exceptional race and a very exciting race too. Um, and also, I cannot leave this podcast without saying, man, the fight back and the comeback of Lewis Hamilton. I don't think last year, if you would have asked me, would Lewis Hamilton be as successful in Formula One with Ferrari this year? I would have met you with a lot of opposition given what happened last year, right? But then you start hearing, oh, remember, second year of the team, Lewis always tends to perform well. That's what happened to McLaren. That's what happened in uh in Mercedes. But it's just like times like this, and I'm gonna say it too. Times like this, I miss Nicky Lauda because I really feel like if Lewis had a Nicky Lauda and Ferrari, we would be so much more ahead than what we are now. Because
Huh?
what Nicky Lauda, I say that because when Lewis went to Mercedes, he had Nicky Lauda there. And Nicky Lauda was the person that anything, like he really helped Lewis get acclimated to the
That's
team. He
true.
was the one, like,
That's what
anytime
I
Lewis
told
was
him.
having a problem, Nicky Lauda be like, yo, we brought Lewis to the team. This is what he
Mhm.
needs. We need to make
Yeah.
sure he gets what he needs. But when he went to Ferrari, he didn't have that person. So he had to do it himself. And it has literally taken him 2 years. But I'm okay with it. I'm
I
okay with
don't
it
know.
because let me tell you something, homeboy. You are 50 points off of Kimmy's butt. You know what that means? You better buckle down after this summer season. You better go have as much fun as you want to. But when you come back, you better be ready to get down to business because we want to see you get this A, champ. That's what I'm talking about. Amani, you don't have to make a comment. Say nothing. Okay. Don't take the wind out of my sails.
I think Fred's over there helping him.
But Fred's no Nikki.
No.
Fred is no Nikki.
But that's what probably closest he got over there is Fred. Fred understood the assignment.
We'll be that as it may. There's still a lot of work for Ferrari to do, and I will give my snaps to Ferrari for their effort. Because last year, I don't know what the ham sandwich they were doing. I have no idea. But this year, you can see that they are at least making a concerted effort to be better, to do better. Because that's what the champ needs.
Could you name the original races of Formula One?
The original races?
Yeah, like the first 7.
First 7 who? Drivers?
No, the races. The
tracks?
The tracks.
Circuits? Someplace in England, someplace in Italy, and Monaco.
That was pretty good.
See?
That was pretty good.
Why? What are they? Tell me.
So it's Silverstone.
Yes, okay. Ding.
Monaco was
Ding.
original.
Okay.
I believe they had a Swiss race. Like a Swiss one. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was a French one also. It was the French Grand Prix. That was also another one. And I believe Belgium and the Indianapolis 500 also was the original.
Interesting. I know they had to have one in Italy. They did.
Italian Grand Prix. Italian Grand Prix was also.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. All right. So I got 3 out of the 7 you said. I don't think that's bad.
That's 20%. So
all right. Well, fine. Whatever. But Enzo Ferrari would be very proud of me.
Shout out to Enzo.
What anybody says. Shout out to Enzo.
Yeah.
Shout out to Alberto Ascari. Shout out to Niki Lauda. Shout out to Juan Fangio.
Shout out to Michael Jackson.
Fangio. What does Michael Jackson have to do with Juan Fangio?
First of all, Michael Jackson is the greatest human that walked this earth. So
okay, this is Monday Vibes, and we're talking about Formula One. All right,
Michael Jackson is a part of everything.
I'm talking about some of the best Formula One drivers ever. Okay, ever wore the red, wore the Rosso Corsa, the racing red. Okay, we are not going to forget about them, and the many more drivers to come.
Shout out.
Yeah. So. With that, Michael Schumacher. Somebody laughed at me when I called him Michael Schumacher. I'm like, that's what his family calls him. They don't call him Michael Schumacher.
It's
like, why do people try to Americanize? Let me put these Americanos on blast. All right. You have got to say their name, which it is. All right. I'm proud to be American. However, you have to say their name the way like their home country says their name. Gosh, one thing about those box breakers, am I getting it right? No, the breakers, whatever you want to call them. What? Man, let me tell you something back in 2020, because I'm going to get off my hobby box.
P1, she's talking about you.
I ain't talking about P1. Well, hold on. P1 was out in 2020. Where was he? Because I ain't see him. Just saying. Exactly.
I want to hit. Is he? I want to see him at the national. I want to see who's the original. I want who broke. I think did he break Formula One first?
Oh, P1? No, he did not. No, he did not. He did not. All right. I don't know who did, but I'm gonna tell you how I know it wasn't P1 Castle, because P1 knows how to say the drivers' names. When these individuals were breaking boxes, you should have heard the way they said Raikkonen. They was like, who is Kimmy? I thought Kimmy's a girl's name. What is it? Oh, and then they towed up Antonio Giovinazzi. I was like, his name is Antonio Giovinazzi. The only drivers that they really knew was Lewis Hamilton. And I swear, one pet peeve of mine being Team LH, and yeah, I'm the vice president because I'm not the president, but you call Lewis Hamilton's cards hammies, all right, I'm going to have a problem because he's not a hammy. He's a Sir Lewis, right? And put some respect on Sir Lewis's name because he's a Black Knight. Stop calling his cards hammies, all right? I'm putting it out there right now. Put some respect on my man's name.
And he got knighted that night, too.
It doesn't matter when he got knighted. He's still a daggone knight. But when they talk about, oh, this is a hammy auto, I'm like, why are you calling this a hammy auto? And I know I'm starting to sound like Fat Joe and Jadakiss on their show, but I'm just saying, stop it.
Did you listen to that show?
I love their show. They were at Fanatics Fest filming live. I loved it. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. Don't crack. All right. Maybe we'll be on their show one day. I don't know. But anyway.
We'll get on there.
Yeah. So that's how I know Pete Castle. He wasn't the first. All right. Now, don't get me wrong. He has brought the hobby in regards to Formula One.
Yeah.
You know, leaps and bounds. You know, I'm never a hater. All right. Even though there are plenty of haters out there, but I'm never a hater. I'm always a congratulator. And I will say, P1 Castle, you know, big ups to you because you have what you've done in the trading car space with Formula One. Yeah, you definitely get my approval.
You know, I'm actually gonna bring it to the national. I still have, before he changed his name, I still have F1 Castle.
Oh, you do?
The stand, like the stand. I put my card on. Yeah, I think I'll bring it to the national.
But I say that to say this because doesn't he have a podcast? How come you haven't been on his show? I mean, I'm just saying.
Does he have a podcast?
I don't know. There's a couple of them Formula One hobby folks. They got podcasts. Yeah, Monty, I really think that you should be on them because they damn sure didn't invite me, but you should be on it.
Shout out to my guy in Hawaii. I might.
I don't know what's going on with me today. I just feel like, some people need some smoke because it's very serious business building a community. And I really feel like the community should reflect everybody. And I always stood up for that. So, that's just me putting my 2 cents in. But what do I know? I'm just, a girl who likes to wear red lipstick and talk about Formula One and talk about trading cards, but whatever.
I mean, if it was that simple, then life would be a lot simpler. But it's never not.
You know what, Amani? Actually, it is. It is actually really simple. Okay, and this is why I'm telling you. You chop this up and you put it on the Monday Vibes, and I'll repost it. But it is very simple growing this community, and I think that people need to do a better job of making sure everybody's a part of it. That's all I'm saying, because what I'm seeing now, the hobby's starting to revert back to looking its old way, if you know what I mean.
Right.
And, my personal opinion, I don't think that's right. But
I don't know.
That being said, what you mean you don't know?
I don't know.
Tell me you don't know. Tell me you don't know one more again. You have no more time to tell me you don't know, because you do know. Stop it. Don't be like that.
I think the takeover is real.
Really? I forgot. You're a Kimmy Antonelli fan. Anyway, moving on. You know what, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining Amani and I today on Monday Vibes podcast and listening to all the hot takes that we had in Formula One and also the hobby. So you're not going to hear from us for about another 3 to 4 weeks because we're going on summer break. The drivers are already on summer break. So we look forward to catching up with you in August when Formula One resumes racing. But until then, stay safe, everyone. Have a good night. Bye.
We out. Peace.
Hey.
Race day, recap, that's the walk. Okay, let's talk podium placements. Who surprised with patience?